Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Cairo University is a pioneer in establishing a unit to combat violence against women as part of the Violence Against Women and Girls known as VAWG, Free Campuses Gender Program under the British Council Society and Education Programs. And the policy of the Anti-Violence Unit and its principles are compatible with the goal of developing the Egyptian mind as it is concerned with changing the mindset towards women and raising also awareness that university education must be safe for everyone. Cairo University is also working to give graduates all the support and knowledge needed to become mentally and physically qualified to avoid and prevent all forms of violence. And the unit also aims to implement all policies relevant to combating violence against women, from training calibers to spreading culture and supporting the status of women. In order to know more about this very important initiative in Cairo University, we're very much delighted to have with us two students in Cairo University. We have with us Mariam Sultan. Good day to you, Mariam.
Thank you.
And also Abdurrahman Fahmi. Good day to you,
Thank you so
Abdurrahman. Both Mariam and Abdurrahman are students in the Faculty of Economics and Political Science and also members of the Anti-Violence Against Women unit in Cairo University.
Of course, it's a pleasure to have you with us, Mariam. And
It's my pleasure.
A very good day. Mariam, of course, your cause and the idea of being part of the violence against women and girls, which is the VAWG Free Campus Gender Program under the British Council Society and Education Programs, as Hela just mentioned, is a wonderful cause and very much appreciated here and needed nowadays here in our country, Egypt, especially in Cairo and especially in universities. First of all, how did you get the idea of this cause and how did you decide to work on it with the other calibers from the same university?
First of all, it's my pleasure to be here with you. I'm really happy to see you today. Some of my doctors told me about this unit. It was established in 2014. Every college has a team on it, but Faculty of Economics and Political Science didn't have a one. Actually, I used that my college is the pioneer in everything. I felt a little bit jealousy, and I said that we have to start a one. I told one of my friends in grade 4, he's the captain now, and his vice captain. We just started to make new events and a lot of videos and photos to show that we are against any violence that any girl face in the college. Either it was a violence by beating, maybe sexual words, or any violence that she faced.
Before we get into the details of the activities, Mariam, I'd like to know from both of you, why did you decide to join this team and join this initiative?
I see a lot as an Egyptian girl and an Arabian girl. I faced a lot of harassment in my life, maybe in the street or not in college a lot, but in the university. When I heard about this unit, I said that we have to. I wanted to search about it and know more about it and to see what does it do first, because I wasn't interested in this field a lot, but actually after I read, now I'm really interested in the feminism and this field a lot.
That's normal for you as a girl, but the question here is for you, Abdurrahman. Why did you decide to join the initiative?
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for having me here. It's really a pleasure to be here with you in Nile TV International. But for the question, I had main two reasons to join the anti-violence unit in the university. The first reason that our faculty doesn't focus mainly on the academic courses alone. The student activities and the social activities are as much important as the academic courses. So I was trying just to involve in as many activities as I can, especially as a first-year student. I don't have so much experience in what to join or what to ignore. But for the anti-violence unit specifically, I just was comparing our society and community in Egypt with the other societies outside. I noticed that the gender equality is not yet achieved here in Egypt, and we are approaching. We are actually in 2020, and still there is a great difference between the male and the female in the society. Even some critical purpose such as education and even the health. So I was just like, I have something to do. Even as a student, I just
Like a mission. You have
like
a
a
mission.
mission.
to
Yes, it's a mission.
Mariam, how do you work on your cause? Of course, in collaboration with your different calibers and all the calibers that decided to work on this cause. How do you start? How do you end? What do you do?
In the unit, you mean?
Yes.
Okay. First of all, any girl that faced any harassment against her, she comes to the unit or any one member of the unit. Abdurrahman is one of the members. I'm the vice captain. Any girl that faces any harassment, she goes to any member of us and tell us the problem, and then we make a report for this one who had against her. Yani. This is our main work.
How do you
Next to
react
that-
when you get this report? You react upon and you, what do you do?
We have to show her yani that we are very supported to her and all the support that she needs, because she's very confused this moment, and she feel insecurities when she has sexual harassment specifically. Next to that, next to our work as a supportive for the girls, we have to show the girls our spread the awareness that there is a unit in the Cairo University that she can go and tell them for any against that she faced. Maybe it was from a doctor, from TA, or her friends.
Can a doctor make this?
Yes,
Oh my
sometimes
God.
it happens. Actually, after the unit started, I think the statistics is very less now. After the unit established in the Cairo University.
So you're making statistics as well in order
Of
to
course we
monitor
do.
how
Yes.
The performance is going.
Yes,
with
it's
the
not
unit.
only in Cairo University, but there's something is called GII, Gender Inequality Index. This index shows how gender inequality in in a university, in a country, anywhere you can use this index to see how many harassment, how many inequalities in this
So you make
place.
statistics with regards to the entire country, not only the university.
Of course, yes.
Not only the Faculty of Economics and
Yes.
Political Science, all over
All around the
Egypt.
world.
Huh?
Around the world,
Does
not even
the
Egypt.
cause, Abdurrahman, go beyond the university, or meaningly, do you go in the country and work on your cause, or it's only limited to the university?
Well, I myself and our team, our work is only focused in the university. But our cause and our mission through the unit is to improve the whole society. I mean, if we improve just the society in the university, those students will be the future doctors and engineers and the future citizens of the society. So if we begin from the very beginning in the university, we will achieve a much better society after that.
Well, my question is for both of you because, Mariam, when you just mentioned that when a girl is subject to harassment, she comes and reports.
Yes.
Now, the problem could be that harassment is defined according to some people as only physical or
No,
sexual.
it's
But perhaps part of your mission is also to raise awareness that harassment could be also verbal.
Yes.
If she heard something that hurts her in any way,
Yes.
this is defined as harassment and she can go and report that. So do you work on raising awareness
Of course
among
we
the
do.
girls and boys as well, because perhaps they say something out of flirting or you know, being funny or
Yes.
something, but actually they don't know or they don't realize that this is hurting or the impact of what they say on a girl. So perhaps you work on this too?
Yes, actually, we work on two of them, boys and girls, because the harassment happens of boys to girls. So we have two parts here. We tell boys, we try to spread awareness to them that she's a human just like you. You don't have to give less attention or give less caring for her work or efforts, because what she does is the same as what you do. And she has feelings like you. You don't have to hurt her with words or beating sometimes. I remember that one case came to us, and it was a guy beat a girl on her face.
He hit her.
Yes.
Oh my God.
What about you, Abdurrahman? Do you talk to other colleagues, your male colleagues, about how they should be more careful about what they say or their behavior, their attitude towards girls?
Actually, my point of view, raising the awareness is more important than just investigating
Exactly.
in the harassment cases.
Yes.
And I got a lot of friends and a lot of colleagues. I'm a social person in the faculty, so my main role in the anti-violence is to spread the awareness within my friends and colleagues. Just what is the slight difference between flirting with your friend and the sexual harassment of her? A small word can leave a great scratch in
In her
girl
life.
in her life, and he doesn't even know what he do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, Abdurrahman, I wanted to ask you a very important question now. Mariam mentioned that, for example, a boy hit a girl at the university. How do you react towards such a very hateful act?
First of all, I have to stop the argue.
The argument between the boy
Yes,
and the
I
girl.
have to stop the argument at the first. Then I had to take the boy and I have to deal with him alone to hear from him and what made him go to this stage. What is the wall?
Do you think there's a reason beyond, on this earth that a boy can go and hit a girl, whatever reason he thinks it's from his own perspective or from anyone's perspective that it is allowed for a boy to hit a girl?
I don't think there is any reasonable reason that justify the boy hit
Exactly.
for a girl. But I have to hear from him just to correct his ideas. I have to correct him
So
by
you
his
mean
own way.
you work on him to correct the idea that whatever happens, there's no justification for what he did, and
Yes.
then he should react in a better, decent way.
Yes.
So you don't only work on, you also work on the student psychologically, meaning you
Yes.
have to talk to them, sit with them, make them understand how to react in the future with.
Yes, if we solve this only argument, maybe another argument will happen in the next day, the next week, and we'll just get in a circle that they're not open.
Okay. Now, for you, Mariam, how do you work on raising awareness among not only girls but boys as well? So, do you go and talk to the boys and raise their awareness about the purpose of the unit? How this issue is very important in living in a better society, how something like that affects us for the rest of our lives. So do you do that?
By events. It's only events. I don't remember that we did something more. Events. We made a short movie to show them how it's hard on girl or hurt her feelings to face sexual harassment or bad words or whatever.
So now you are working as part of the units since you are still students in Cairo University. So do you plan to continue on working on that issue after graduation, or is it just something like a student activity for you for now?
No, actually, I'm doing that now already. I'm working with that out of my university, just as a volunteer. I travel a lot. Sometimes when I travel, I go to schools or I go to the places that have the child. I just want the child to know that a boy and girl, there is a difference. There is no difference between a boy and girl. They are all the same. I'm also working on some research for GII that I mentioned about at the first. The GII had 3 indicators: first, health, empowerment, and labor market. We see how many girls that get married at the age of 15 to 19.
Minors.
Yes.
Okay, Mariam, what are the forms of violence against women most common in the entire Arab world? Now we've gone beyond the Faculty of Economics and Political Science. We've gone beyond Egypt, and we are reaching the Arab world now. Could you tell us how can we face them, and what are the types, please?
Of course. First of all, we have to teach the boys and girls. Parents also has to know that there is no difference. There is no difference between a boy and a girl. They also has to know that the efforts that their girls do is the same as the efforts that their boys does. Some families are happy with their boys' success and not happy with girls' success because they say that at the end she will get married and she will not working again. They has to know that this is wrong. Girls also girls travel and even achieve the space.
So here you're talking about changing the mindset.
Yes.
The cultural, perhaps, boundaries that hinder women from moving forward, and violence is
Yes.
part of them. And you mentioned something also very important, that is minor marriages. So if you are working on changing such mindset, perhaps you are dealing with a huge challenge, Mariam. I know, because entire families
Actually, it
in
is, yes.
large parts, not only in Egypt, as
Yes.
Rana mentioned, but across the Arab world, they think that way. They think that it's not important for women to get educated. They are eventually going to get married. It's okay for a boy to beat a girl. They think that way, and it's
Yeah.
your role to change all these wrong ideas, right? And it's your role as not only students but as men and women working together on that cause.
Yeah.
How do you see that, Abdurrahman?
I see that as a mission. Yeah, I mean, it's our purpose in the society to improve our country. So we choose some purpose we need to improve, such as the gender equality purpose, and for an example, like for that, I just participated in an initiative with cooperation in cooperation with the National Council for Women. The initiative was called "Because I'm a Man."
Because
Because I am a man.
I'm a man.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes, the name is kinda weird, but it has so many messages behind it. The name of the initiative came from making the men understand that they have the largest role in protecting the women's rights. I mean, men have the majority of the society. So women cannot protect the rights themselves alone. But because I am a man, I have to protect women's rights because women represent more than the half of our society. So if we improve women, we also participate in improving the whole society, the whole Egypt, and then, as you mentioned, the Arab world.
Okay, I want to ask you, Mariam and Abdurrahman, a question now. You are discussing the Faculty of Economics and Political Science, and the harassment that takes place in the university campus. When you guys come to talk to this person that beats or hits or harasses or flirts, like Hela mentioned, the attitude is wrong. He is brought up wrong. Do you think at this age, when I'm at the university, I could possibly change the ethics and the morals of a young man or a young woman, which I think they're supposed to be at this point on the right track?
Actually, the age of the university is the most critical age in the life of any man or a woman, a boy or a girl. So if we worked on changing the mindsets of the students in the age of the university, they will grow up having a new and a more modern mindset. In this age, they are more likely to change their mindset and their ethics and their morals, other than old people. They grew up tens of years thinking of a special way of thinking. You just can hardly and almost impossible to change it. So the age of the university, the students and the youth is the most likely to change. And they represent the majority of the society, as I mentioned.
And how do you see that, Mariam? Because I believe Rana mentioned that in order to stress the fact that the earlier we work on something, the better results we
The
get.
the idea is that we start raising up our children
At an early,
of course, Hela is a mother, I'm a mother. We raise our children since they're young. Of course, some of them are not that amazingly brought
Yes.
up.
Of course.
but reaching a certain
But-
age
but-
is
but
difficult
going-
to work on changing certain
Yes, when I
attitudes
went-
and behaviors. So the earlier earlier we work on that, the better
Of course,
it
yes.
is. So perhaps we should think more of aiming at the grassroots level, at children at schools
Yes.
at a very early age, and talk to them how to deal with their female, not necessarily talking about sexual harassment or so, but just how to deal with the woman, how to deal with the female, how to be a gentleman. You know, the early principles of manhood towards women. How do you see that?
I see it's a little bit difficult in university because they are already older. They already had their mind is already built. But I think it's not that impossible. It's not impossible at all. It is still better than they grow up and they are engineers, lawyers, or doctors, and they are still doing the same bad habits. It's not that difficult, I think.
Okay, of course, Hala, do you have anything to say?
Well, I actually, my final question for you is: do you work on making certain activities in order to get more people involved with you in the unit? I mean, do you, like, when we were in the students, there were like activities so that people who are not interested in joining any activity would think again.
Yes.
Like trips, like programs, like outings, like events. Some sort of fun activity that would actually get me to get involved in something serious in indirect way. Because if you go to someone and tell them, I want you to join our initiative because we want to fight violence against women, not so many people would be interested in
Yes.
that. But perhaps part of attracting people is through, you know, fun
Yes.
and activities. How do you see that?
Maybe this month or next month, we're not sure yet, but we are just planning for a new trip to Hurghada. We will stay there for 2 weeks.
That will get so many people with
Yes.
you on board.
Yes. We want to we want to spread this awareness also there because it's not a lot of university there as here as in Cairo. We want to spread it there, and we want to make our students here and members have a little bit of fun.
And you, Abdurrahman?
Actually, I was gonna talk about this camp in Hurghada. We use it as a magnet for the students. First of all, they're gonna join us just to go for Hurghada. Just they want to try the camp. They want
Exactly.
yes, they want that trip.
And then you start working on them.
Yes, and
there.
then after we already took them for
Yes.
Hurghada, we have the upper hand.
But you treat them nicely in a
Of
very
course.
good manner, and you try to get them reach the message in a very polite
Of
way,
course.
that they really go back home understanding the ethics and morals that they should be dealing with, and with their students, of course, the students and their colleagues at university, and be a better community, of course.
Of course, we also need to make them to convince them that we are good people. They need to follow our footsteps. We need to convince them with the whole case, not just in the university. We need
Well, actually, I see the campus as a very good idea because it's a very good setting to see how boys or girls are interacting outside university campus.
Yes,
It's
yes.
it's the real world out there. It's outside the university campus, so it's a good way to monitor the behavior and see how they are dealing with each other if something happens. So that's an interesting idea.
Of course, Mariam, Sultan, and Abdurrahman Fahmi, students of the Faculty of Economics and Political Science and members of Anti-Violence Against Women Unit in Cairo University, which is the VAWG, of course, which is Violence Against Women and Girls. Of course, we thank you so much for joining us in this very interesting
pleasure.
interview. Not only interesting, but also it's a cause that we really appreciate, and we thank you so much for working on it, and we wish you best of luck, of course. Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you very much, guys. And ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. Much coming up next here on our cruise after a short break.